YouTube, Lenny Sly, Road Warrior TV, roadwarriortc.com. Check us out online. Okay, this video is going to be another resistance video, and this time we're going to work it off of the clinch. And it's not so much a Muay Thai type clinch. It's just basically a wrestling type clinch where both guys are locked up. And in this video, it's going to be anything goes technique wise, minus the striking. I've gotten a lot of comments about if there was striking involved, you'd be able to pull off this technique easier, you'd be able to pull off that technique easier. Yeah, that is true. But you got to take in mind when you're taking into account when you have students that are training with one another, they're training partners. This isn't you're fighting somebody on the street type of thing. So if you start implementing striking into the actual scenario or the drill of the pressure test or live resistance, you got to have protective gear on. You just can't punch somebody in the face. It's not a good thing, because then obviously somebody gets punched in the face, you get a chipped tooth, a split lip, a broken nose, whatever. It's you got to look at the liability factor when it comes into that. You don't want to have anybody get hurt in the process of doing this. Especially that type of injury. So the striking aspect, you'd have to have headgear on, you'd have to have gloves on, which then the whole live resistance thing is going to be even harder, because you're going to have gloves on, and it's hard to grab onto stuff when you got gloves on in this type of scenario. So from the clinch aspect of this, anything goes. The idea with them is being able to try to pull off any Aikido technique from a clinch. Anything. Ikkyo, Kotagaishi, Riminage, Koshi, any type of judo throw or jujitsu throw, or any modified type of throw at all. So Nick and Rod are here with me today, so we're probably going to have Rod go first, and Nick is going to resist, and then we're going to flip the script, and we're going to have Nick go, and Rod's going to resist. So it's pretty much anything can go. So, hey Rod. So to start this off, this is what I'm looking at, okay? So we're both going to get into this clinch position of this, and then you're going to try to get into this to where you get a technique of some sort. See, this is even hard to do. And this is only at like 30–40%. Now when you're talking 100% resistance, right? 100% resistance to this, you're going to have see, he's pulling down on my arm. He has this locked up. What do I have? Every time I make a move, he's going to adjust. So what am I going to do? See, yeah, that's good. So I got to look for a possibility of something. It's hard. But this is going to be a fun video to see these guys do this. The other thing that gets brought up is, which I've seen on some forums lately, is strength. Using muscle to pull off technique. Yeah, you're going to have to do that when it comes to real world. Okay? We're not looking at UFC, MMA, sport fighting. We're not looking at proper application of the Muay Thai clinch or whatever. Basically, it's a clinch from a grappling standpoint. However it's done is however it's done. You're going to use muscle. Plain and simple. And I know a lot of people in the Aikido world think that, well, if I use the principles and concepts of aiki and whatnot, I can do this effortlessly. I beg to differ. I seriously beg to differ, because when you get that guy on the street, whether it's a dude at a bar or a situation that happens at a gas station or whatever the case may be, you're not going to be able to pull that off. The whole, effortless technique thing. It doesn't matter how good your technique is. You have to take into account that every time you make an adjustment to get the upper hand, that guy's not going to sit there going, what are you doing? He's going to move with you. He's going to adjust to every movement that you make. He's going to adjust to it. So you have to take that into account. So it's going to be very difficult for these guys to pull off technique. It's not going to be easy, but that's what we've been doing lately. So we want to see how well things will work with 100% live resistance. And I know some guys are like, well, you don't need to go 100%. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Because if you go lightly, techniques present themselves and they become very easy to pull off. And then the false insecurity of, I can pull this off at a 45–50% pressure test or level of power, but when it goes 100% full tilt boogie and you can't get anything, that's where you really want to see if you can get techniques off and see how well you can apply things when it's 100% live resistance. So before we get started, I'm implementing something new to this channel. Two things that are new to this channel. One of them is going to be fitness videos geared towards the martial artist. I've gotten a lot of requests on that with showing my workout strategies, my programs, type of exercises that I do. I have a really great video that I'm going to be filming that's going to, in my personal opinion, I think is going to be something that the mainstream Aikido world and everybody else in the Aikido world is definitely going to want to check out. I don't want to give it away, but it's going to help with a very basic fundamental of Aikido. And it's weight training with resistance. And the particular thing that I'm going to show is pretty cool. So look for that. That's coming soon, plus other fitness videos. And the other thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be starting doing like a YouTuber of the month or 2 YouTubers of the month where I'm going to be promoting other people's Aikido YouTube channels. And this month, I'm starting off with David Cho. If you're not familiar with them, he and I are starting a new Aikido organization called Aikido Warriors International. And he has a YouTube channel. And you guys really need to check out his channel. It's called Kankukan Aiki on YouTube. I'll have a link in the description down below. Check out his channel. Check out his videos. He has a lot of great things to offer within that channel. He hasn't made a couple videos in a while. It's been a while since he's done one. So let's try to encourage him to make more videos because I think he has a lot of stuff that can be beneficial, especially his concepts and his like the inner workings and techniques, the way how he does things. It's very interesting. I think it's interesting. That's why I subscribe to his channel. I like his stuff. I've been trying to encourage him to make more videos, and from what he told me he's going to, but I encourage you to take a look at his channel and look at it from an outside perspective. Look at what he's doing and check it out. You know, Kankukan Aiki on YouTube, David Cho's channel. You know, give it a subscribe. Let's help him get his channel to grow, and let's get him to let's entice him to make more videos. Because I think he has a lot of knowledge that he can share with the world that I think is very beneficial for not just everybody but Aikido people in general. He has a lot of good concepts and he has a lot of good videos on there that are definitely worth the watch and definitely worth the thumbs up. So okay, so let's get started on this. You guys ready? Ready. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep track on the clock of the time. We're going to go about a minute, maybe a little bit over, depending on how well you guys are doing. We're going to take a 30-second break, talk about it a little bit, and then we'll switch the roles. Okay? Ready? Yeah. Ready? Hajime, go. Just watch your heads so you're not headbutting each other. Remember, any technique, look for any technique. You can't hesitate on it. If you see it coming, then go. Come on, Rod, get something in there. This is just becoming a wrestling match there. Good. Oh. So you didn't follow through, dude. You gotta lead him into it. Remember, anything, if you get a wrist, go Kodagaishi or anything. Yubidori, Kaitanage. Nick, watch your head. Watch your head, Nick. Watch your head. Come on, get him. Leg sweep him. You have a leg sweep. Oh! Okay, up. Right. Stay the ground and pound.
God damn it.
You almost had it. Go. Keep going.
No, okay.
Keep going. Watch your head, Nick.
Right. Sorry. It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah. Keep going. Right.
Leg sweep him. Throw. 10 more seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, stop. Okay. See, that's not an easy thing to, as you can see, it's not an easy thing to pull off. Dude, there was a couple times in there I saw a leg sweep.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's like I've coached you guys as you guys were doing this the last time. I didn't want to coach you as much,
Right.
because I want you to think outside of the box. You know, when you were, Nick, when you were in this position where you were here, you know, and you kept switching up and Nick was switching up, okay, you're moving off to the side, there were a couple times where you had your hips turned to him where this could have happened right away, but you didn't go for it. But I didn't want to see, if I say leg sweep, Nick's going to know that,
Right.
and he's instantly going to adjust. Now, you had one where you almost got him down, but you didn't follow through.
Right.
You didn't follow through. And the one that I thought you were going to get, you ended up on your back.
Yeah.
You know,
Good.
so you got it.
Mushidori too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Mushidori is hard to pull off and throw something like that because the fact that
Just trying to resist as much as I could.
well, because you're in this position.
Right.
To throw somebody from that would probably be dangerous for your shoulder, especially if he was throwing you this way, opposed to taking you back the other way.
Yeah.
It's a hard technique to pull off. You know, you had a Koltagaishi, but then he pulled his hand out. You know, this is a hard thing to do. As you can see, this is hard to do. You know, that's why I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give specific techniques to you guys to do. I'm just going to let you guys do this, you know, with whatever you can pull out of your hat. You know, that was the idea. That was the idea. So it's hard, wasn't it? It was very difficult to pull off.
Yeah.
So, anything that you want to say about this, what you felt?
The couple times that I did find the technique, I didn't take advantage of the timing and all of that. It felt like I had enough time, but as soon as he adjusted, I completely lost it. And yeah,
See, but that goes right back to what I was saying.
right.
The second that you make an adjustment, he's immediately going to adjust to your
Exactly.
adjustment. So if you don't take advantage of that moment within the moment, you have a very small window to pull that off.
If you see something, you really have to capitalize on it
Immediately.
with this kind of resistance.
Immediately, because if you don't, he adjusts to you, and then you're stuck with zero.
You lose it, yeah.
You lose
You
it.
just lose it.
Okay, you guys ready to go?
Right.
Ready? Okay, so this time, stop him from doing anything. Dude, don't let him get anything, just like how he didn't let you get anything.
Yep.
This is going to end up being a very boring video if no techniques are being actually applied, but this is actually going to show people that how hard it is to actually apply an Aikido technique from this type of standpoint. And realistically speaking, you know, you go out in the real world, you know, and I've said this 100 times, you're not going to be going against that MMA BJJ guy. This will be something that will be very common if you get into an altercation with somebody and it gets into a stand-up grappling thing. No one's going to let you do anything. But the difference with this is he knows what the possibilities are of techniques. You know what the possibilities of techniques are. The guy out there doesn't know what you have in your back pocket. He's resisting you with thinking, he's looking for what's going to present itself that's going to give Rob the opportunity to actually apply a technique to me. And he's going to be just going through his head every possible scenario of every movement he makes. He's already factoring in what possibly could happen within the moment of application. Where somebody on the street doesn't know what you know, doesn't know what you know, so they're not going to be able to factor that in. They just might think that, you know, you're just a street fighter, or that just they have no idea that you have some martial art background. So the possibility of an actual technique being pulled off against somebody out in the street, also incorporating striking. I mean, it's being deliberately, you know, not in this video for obvious reasons, but obviously if you incorporated striking into that, you know, it would be easy. And this is what I mean by that. So if we go back into the clinch thing here, we go back into the clinch thing, and, you know, I end up hitting you, you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't even that hard, but right at that floating rip type of thing, then I could have some eye down strike, whatever. You know, then you can just sit and move. You know, or, you know, you get into the clinch in here, so you have this arm locked up, which is good. Don't give it to me, dude. You know, here, now I gotta look for, you know, what am I gonna get on this? You know, ow! You know, but you start adding in striking, you know, you okay? So you got a Charlie horse in there.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Want to take a break for a second?
No, keep going, keep going.
Okay. You know, then you can incorporate that stuff into that. Yeah, but can't punch to the face, you know what I'm saying? Not in this type of training scenario. But out there, when you start incorporating striking, it changes the dynamic of being able to pull off technique. See, I hit him with a knee on the inside of his right leg, and now he's like, oh God, shit, this hurts. You're gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? You ready? You sure?
Yep.
So now if Nick pulls off like a plethora of techniques, it's because I just hit Rod in the thigh. Okay, Hajime, go. Just don't give it to him, Rod, whatever you do. Just be a jerk about the resistance. 100% resistance. Nice. Okay, up. Remember, this ain't a ground and pound, so get up. Take them down, go up. So you got a leg sweep. Look for technique, Nick. Try to get a technique. Try to get a technique. Good.
Ooh, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
More worried about you. I'm 30 pounds heavier than you.
That has nothing to do with it.
You ready?
Yeah, keep going.
Good. That's the resistance I'm looking for. Good.
You ready?
You almost had an aiki nage at that
Keep
point.
going.
That's why you gotta watch your heads. You're buffing faces, man. 10 more seconds. Don't let him get anything, Rod. Don't let him get anything. Don't let him get anything. Down. Good. Okay, we're going a little bit more since that was good. Don't let him up. Don't let him up. Ten more seconds. Last 10. Come on, Nick. Try to get an Aikido technique. Try to get something. Yame.
Whew.
That's so exhausting. You didn't even think about it. You're just thinking about catching your breath.
Okay. You pulled off a good hip throw. You tried to go like that fireman's carry type throw.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't bad.
pulled
You
his
almost
leg
had an aiki nage when you went behind and got his leg.
That's what I was trying for.
But he identified that and he got out of it relatively quickly, which was good because if you would have brought him up and slammed him, that would have sucked.
I was also trying to, when one hand is here, if this hand is on top and his put that leg back, I was also trying to maybe pop this up, get him for
Sayonage.
Sayonage.
I was seeing how he was coming back up.
I had two things in my head that I was gonna try to do as long as that hand, I mean, if that hand was on top, the front leg was I was gonna try to do the fireman's carry, and the leg that was back, I was gonna try to pop that up and come in for Sayonage.
Good attempt, but that
Unsuccessful.
just goes to show you how unsuccessful it is. It's hard. It's real hard to pull that stuff off. The one hip throw you got was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was really good. That's it. You know, that's all we got for today on this video. As you can clearly see, that trying to apply Aikido technique against a fully resistant opponent with the clinch is it's hard. It's extremely challenging, and it's damn near impossible to pull off. You know, so hope you guys liked the video. I mean, it wasn't as exciting as we thought it would be, because it's like once you full throttle on that, it really goes to show you how hard it is to actually do technique. And there was absolutely no way in hell that they'd be able to do this with the soft, subtle approach to Aikido. There was just no way. I mean, you'd be stopped every single time. So the whole idea of, you know, when you think of the contents of real world application against somebody that could possibly be bigger than you on the street, because you can't pick and choose who's going to attack you and what size they're going to be. You can't say, I can't fight you. You're 30 pounds heavier than me. There's no weight classes, there's no height classes, there's no age classes, there's none of that stuff when it comes to real world. So, you know, when you think about real world self-defense or real world type of scenario, you don't get to pick and choose who you're gonna have an altercation with, especially within the moment of the moment. It just happens to turn out that way. If, you know, you get into a scrapple with somebody, it doesn't matter how big or small they are, because you can clearly see that Rod is extremely strong for his size. And we're all, you know, Nick is, you know, 5'10", I'm 5'9", Rod's 5'9", so it's, you know, it is what it is. It's very hard, and it's, you know, it's grueling.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and the thing too is, you know, some people were talking about conditioning with being out of breath and stuff, where you gotta have conditioning and this, you know, dude, it's real simple. When you're using, okay, when you're using muscular strength to be able to pull off technique, your body is sucking in that oxygen a lot faster, and it's using as fuel a lot faster than if your cardio was 100%. Okay, cardio does have a play, but when you're focusing on full intention of using muscular strength to be able to get technique, and in this type of scenario you'd have to, essentially, you couldn't just do some fluff stuff to somebody, it would never work. You're gonna eat up a lot of energy and a lot of fuel real quickly, and you're gonna get tired fast. But as I showed when I did with Rod, if you start incorporating striking, you're gonna get stuff off a lot easier. And it has to be controlled, otherwise, you know, your students are they're gonna end up getting hurt, and you know, you don't want that, because you don't know somebody's mental capacity if they take a punch to the face without headgear on, and how fast someone's gonna fold when they get biffed in the nose and they start bleeding. I get punched in the face and I see blood, that doesn't stop me. It actually makes me work twice as hard. But people in your dojo might not be there for that particular reason. They, you know what I'm saying? They might not have that internal strength of being punched in the face. They see blood and they keep going. Some people see blood and they automatically shut down and they don't continue on because they're more concerned about their bloody nose. That's why you got to really be controlled with your striking aspect of doing this. Though you can do body strikes and you can do, you know, knee strikes like I did to Rod on his leg, and you can get away with that type of stuff. But any type of face, you know, headshot without headgear on, you know, you're definitely looking for a recipe for disaster, because somebody gets injured with getting a tooth knocked out or getting their lip split open or their nose broke or whatever. It's you know, it's just gonna be detrimental to the whole entire scenario. It's just, and the other person's gonna get hurt, and you don't want that, especially when you have, you know, people that train together and they're friends, and you know, it's not about beating the crap out of one another in that sense to show who the tougher guy is. It's trying to get technique to work under 100% resistance. So with that being said, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget, you know, David Cho's YouTube channel, Kankukan Aiki. There'll be a link in the description below. Take a look at it, give it a look, and you know, subscribe to his channel. If you think it's as informational as I do, then you're gonna like it. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Road Warriors TV. Have a great day.